Welcome to the Realm of Unpopular Opinions. Today, I just really feel chatty. So first, I'm just going to yap for a little bit, which you can skip. And then we're going to get into the proper reading log thing, because I realized that I haven't done a single one in a while, and it is September. It is the first of the very nice months of the year, and I'm doing my utmost at the moment to pretend that I am not dying of heat stroke. It is not even that hot. I think it's the humidity between the rain, and I don't think my room has been aired out properly, but I decked out all the pillows, like new mushroom pillow, new pumpkin pillow, little mushrooms, little autumn stands, candles. I am doing my best here to enjoy September, because last year we had the worst heat I think we've ever had. I think for 7 or 8 months it was over 30. But in September it rained for a few weeks and it was a little bit colder. Not the case this year. The heat is less severe, but September has also not been comfortable. Yes, we've had a few days of respite with the rain, but in case you didn't ask for the weather forecast, I just want you to know that if I feel sweaty, I am sweaty. If I look sweaty, I'm doing my best here to pretend that it's September. All the mushrooms in the world are going to convince me that it is properly September and not still peak summer. So let's get into some small chatty updates and then we can get on with our lives. The first update that is exciting for me, not as exciting for you, is that I got a new computer. I don't know why I haven't mentioned it before, but I don't buy new tech unless I really have to. So for instance, this is my tablet that I got in January of this year. I only got it because my other one died. Its screen died. I don't think it was dead because you can still hear stuff, but I'm pretty sure that its backlight screen was dead, which is why I got a new tablet in January. I'm not getting a new phone. I'm not getting a new phone until I have to get a new phone. But with computers, it's even worse because what's the limit? I got rid of my first computer, or rather replaced it in 2019 because it was too slow, slow beyond the point of endurance. It took it 10 minutes to power up Microsoft Word. It was just not operable anymore, which is a shame because it was my first laptop ever. I had it for 7 years, 7.5 years. It had Windows 7 and I was so upset to have to replace it. Then my other laptop had Windows 10, and no one has beef like me and Windows 10. I hated that thing. I really didn't like it. And now, because I kind of have to, I have Windows 11. And controversially, for anyone who does care, I'm hopping from topic to topic, which is why I hope to divide this into sections. For anyone who is wondering how I feel about Windows 11, because everyone hates Windows 11, I prefer it. I prefer it. I did download a few mods for it, open source mods that make it function a little bit more like Windows 10 in a few ways. But they're almost not noticeable. I straight up forgot that they're there. So honestly, I love it. I love it. It looks really clean, very Mac-like, which I've done a few mods so that it actually looks like Windows. If I wanted a Mac, I'd get a Mac, but it's very smooth and clean. I love the rounded edges on everything because it just looks better to me. I don't like the boxy style of Windows 10. Windows 7 was the love of my life, but Windows 11 I prefer to Windows 10. I hated Windows 10 actually. I really did. The way it looked, the way it functioned, it was so buggy. Every update that I put my computer through, it felt like it functioned even worse. And my network drivers on that computer died about 1.5 years ago, which actually is what made me buy a new computer. I couldn't deal with that anymore. Constantly my Wi-Fi was dying, and now I finally have a computer where that doesn't happen. So I also finally got a silver computer, which I've wanted in forever. It's really nice. The one downside is the keyboard. But since I do use external keyboards to write, it's good enough, but you have to sacrifice some things. And I got it in a little bit more expensive of a bracket for laptops than my other one, so it has like a better chip and it has better quality. It actually has a 4K screen, whereas my other one most definitely did not. So when I put them side to side when I first got it, I was like, okay, like this is crisp, like the colors are popping. So this is a bit of a rant for anyone who's like into tech, but I wanted to mention it because I have always been into tech, which is funny since I'm someone who doesn't get new tech very often, but I've always been interested in it, and I always do like a deep dive into what I actually want and need when I do have to get a new device. So more writing will be done, and hopefully more video editing will be done, because now it's a bit more powerful and insanely quick. Like YouTube video uploads, I click upload and I think it's done within like a minute or two, which is very impressive because I don't have short videos. Let's just move on to another topic. In case anyone's just sat there wondering like what the point of this is, this has nothing to do with books. I don't know. Like in reading logs, people always talk about their other hobbies and sometimes about their lives. But since I've already branched out a little bit into talking about like films and TV series and other stuff that I do, I thought might as well turn this video diary into a proper video diary. Now, what have I been doing for 2 months? Every single day. I haven't missed a day in 2 months. It's play, love, and deep space, okay? Now hear me out here. Hear me out here. If you're a player, I see you. And if you're not, and you were like me, like I've always known of the concept of otome games. Like I know what they are, what the concept is. It's like fictional boyfriends for women and girls, essentially. Like they send you messages and you can talk to them. They're coded to like pretend to be digital boyfriends. And I always thought that was a bit lame. I'm not going to lie to you. Like I'm coming here from a place of transparency. I always thought that was lame and I never liked it because most of the marketing around it has been very not my type. And I'm about to get into it. Like for this, I've been aware of it for a while. But the only thing that I've seen about this game is this character, Silas. And his marketing is very oriented, so it's giving like toxic book boyfriend. The marketing is very aggressively like he is hypersexual, he is huge, he is a mafia boss, he is dangerous, but he has a soft spot for the main character. He's like dominant. You know, everything that I dislike in a male character, I feel like that's what he was marketed as. So for the longest time, like I avoided the game. I didn't know anything else about it. I was like, okay, great. Like, so another game with the Dom Mafia male character. Like that is so not my thing. And then I started seeing Zane, which is like another of the characters. There are 5 love interests that you can play. And he was a bit more calmer. He was a doctor and he looked like Levi. So I was like, fine, I'll download it. If I don't like it, like if all the love interests, you know, are like not my type, I can just remove it. It's 2 months later and I haven't missed a day in this stupid game. I got it on my tablet, obviously, because the game takes up a lot of storage. Like I'm actually really careful with the storage. Like I don't take a lot of images. I removed all the stories that I don't want to read. So like I'm very careful with the storage. My tablet has 128 gigabytes. I think the game is already like over 30 gigabytes. So it's a good thing that I got it on my tablet, first of all, because of the bigger screen. And second of all, because of the storage. This would like I would never be able to get it on my phone. The only problem is the graphics. I don't think I can increase the graphics because the tablet isn't supposed to be graphics heavy. So whenever there's a cutscene, I have to pray that it doesn't look horrendous. But it's mostly been fine. It's mostly been fine so far. The worst offender is like in battle cutscenes. It just doesn't look good. But I'm getting off topic here. I thought I wouldn't like it. But I still gave it a shot because I was just a little bit miserable in July. Like none of the books that I was reading were hitting. It was hot. I was not feeling good. And I was like, you know what? Let's download it. When I tell you, this game, if it can be praised for anything, it's the range of written male characters. Because again, how it was marketed and how all these otome games are marketed is very much not my thing. But all the love interests in this game are very different, very distinct. Like they don't feel like copies of each other. They genuinely feel like they have a dedicated team writing each character. So can you guess who my main is? Like, can you guess who my main is? I will like give you a second to guess while I open my tablet, and then everything will become clear. I think it's pretty obvious who my main is, but safe to say that I love him. And while I still think the concept of actually pretending that they're your boyfriends is a little bit lame, I love him. Like when you get the phone call, I get so happy. I'm not even kidding. Okay, are we ready? Are we ready? Have you guessed it? The ring light is not showing it, but I think you can see who my love interest is. How do I even? Yeah. This is like my setup. This is my setup. Yeah. Um. I. Anyway, I got a little distracted. I play it every day. I have over half of his memories, and I've been playing for 2 months. I am actually free to play, by the way. The only thing I pay for is the autumn pass, which is €3. €3 every month. And it is so worth it. It's so worth it. The only problem, obviously, if you get into a game a little bit late, is that the limited time events you can't really get. So I have to watch them on YouTube because I'm just not going to be able to get them. But is it a greedy concept? Yes, that's the one thing that I also knew about Otome games and stuff like Infinity Nikki, which is also by this company, and Genshin and all that kind of stuff, and Otome games. They are greedy. Like, that's the whole point. They're slot machine based games. Like, the polls is essentially gambling. You're supposed to spend money on a lot of stuff in the game. They're greedy. But for what it is, it's really well written. And I am a story player. Like, I will play through a lot of games and they have a decent story, even though I don't really like the battle component or like anything else about the game. I love the story. So every time like I get a new a new card, I get so happy to play it. Genuinely, I love the voice acting. I play in Japanese in case anyone is wondering. Like, I played in English for a little bit. And while the love interests were fine, my God, was it distracting how bad the voice acting was for anyone other than the love interests. Then I figured out that I could actually get Japanese, and oh my God, I've been living ever since. Not only are the love interests excellent because Japanese voice actors are just like top of the game, the background characters are actually well acted because I don't think a single person who's a voice actor in Japan can deliver a bad performance. So I play in Japanese in case anyone is wondering, and I could go on and on about this game. I could go on, and I probably will if I allow it for myself, but if you're a player, let me know who your main is, and if you're wondering like how I would rank the men, I will do that very quickly because it's kind of interesting how all of us, like, that's the point, and that's what I mean by the types are very distinct. Like, I know very well how I would rank them. Like, they're not even close. So this is how I would rank them, and I don't know if I'll use like the Japanese names or the English ones because again, I play in Japanese, but I think to keep it simple, I'll just do it in English. So first one, obviously, is Raphael or Homura in Japanese. My main, like, nothing compares. He's so perfectly my type. He is like Dazai's MBTI type on 16 personalities, which doesn't mean much. It's just a funny coincidence, but he is very much like perfectly my type. Then my second is definitely Xavier, and I didn't like him in the beginning because I thought that he is vague as hell, like that he refuses to answer a single question in the main story. At least I was sick and tired of his vagueness. But he grew on me. He grew on me, and if I'm supposed to categorize him that way, he's the second twink. So he has to be second. Now the third place used to be Zane's, but now it's actually Silas. It's actually Silas, and I will get to it. And again, personal opinions, are what matters in this game. Who your type is has no correlation to anyone else's opinion, by the way. I'm not judging anyone for who their main is, because that's their type. So when I say what I'm about to say, you're not supposed to come at me with pitchforks. It's just, it is not my type. My third one is Silas, and like the bottom three, none of them are my type. I'd consider only like the top two actually very close to my type, or in the case of Raphael, exactly my type. Silas is fun. Like, he's very dryly sarcastic, and he's actually fun. So even though I wouldn't personally date him, he's really fun to read. I actually occasionally read. If I get one of his cards, I will read it. Zane used to be number 3, and now he's number 4 because he's boring. Like, to me, and for my taste, he's boring. Like, I got his card in the last banner, and I played through it, and I was so bored. Like, 3 times I nearly fell asleep. I have nothing specific against him except that I find him boring. So he is number 4, and then number 5 is unfortunately Caleb. I cannot stand him. He is exactly what my type is not. You know, like, he is the exact opposite of what my type is. So he has to be last. Like, he has to. I hate his guts. Anytime I see him and anything he does, I'm immediately repulsed. Immediately. So, again, that's not a judgment on you if that is your type. It is just like the exact opposite of mine. I thought Silas would be my least favorite based on how he's marketed. That was until I met Caleb. When I was playing through Homecoming Wings, I was struggling. I think I played through that entire storyline in 2 days just because I never wanted to see his face again. So yeah, he is definitely number 5 for me, and that is my ranking, in case you cared. I needed to get this off my chest because it's one of those things that I don't really have anyone to talk to. Like, obviously, I interact with people on Instagram and on Reddit about this because it's a very active community, and on TikTok. But it's not necessarily something that you get to talk about often, because how would you? And it is kind of related to books, because as someone who's some of my most favorite characters of all time actually come from story-based games, I really appreciate the story in this one and the lore in this one, especially obviously for Raphael, like his story, his backstory, his myths, and just how he's written. I'm a big fan. And in case you're also wondering and you're a player, I only pull for my main. So because I don't pay for the game, I only pull for Raphael. So when he isn't in the banner, I am not pulling. That's my advice for how to collect diamonds. Like, focus on one love interest or max 2, and you will actually be able to get and pull for almost anything that you want. I was literally waiting for like my hot chocolate to cool because I am dying here. I even like pulled out the the pumpkin mug. Like, I want it to be autumn so bad. Like, all the autumn videos are coming out and everyone is celebrating and getting into the vibes. I can't. I'm so sorry. Like, I can't. I am still dying of heat stroke every single day. I'm still using like my cooling pillowcase and my cooling cover. I can't get into the vibe. I'm doing my best though. On that note, recently we watched, like, again, when I say we, it's always me and my parents. If I'm not watching something alone, it's with my parents. We watched Mayfair Witches by Anne Rice, which, even just from watching this series, I can tell that there's no way in hell that they adapted that faithfully. Like, no way. Like, each of her books is like over 1,000 pages. They definitely cut like half the storylines and characters at the very least. There's no way it's book accurate. And I have the first book, so we will get to that when we get to that. But as a series, I really enjoyed it. Like, we got to the end without problems. I was invested in the characters. I thought the magic looked kind of cool. Was it the best thing ever? No. It most definitely wasn't. It still suffers from being an American, like a very, like American TV series. But I still really enjoyed it, and I like the characters. I was invested. I thought that it was like different enough to not be so cliche. I quite liked it. The character of Lasher, obviously very, very interesting. I like the main character. I like the vibes, like of the magic and of their house in particular. I thought it was great. They go to Scotland in the second half of season 2, which I loved quite a bit. Obviously, like the scenery when they go to Scotland, like all the drone footage, is to die for. So I would recommend it, and I suppose this is like my first entrance into into the season, even though we watched it at the end of August. So it is not really an entrance into the season, is it? But I'm just laughing. I'm just laughing because I realize that this is a very aimless video, but I can live with that. I can live with that. That's the perk of being the only viewer of my own content. It's kind of fun. It's very strangely fun to do video diaries for myself. And if you were wondering, like, if I ever, I know people don't like to watch themselves, and neither do I. Like, I'm not that vain, but it's interesting to like watch a video of myself because I've been doing this for like 5 years. So it's kind of interesting, you know, to watch a video of myself from 2021 when I was 20 years old and to like hear myself speak because it's a little bit different. It's like a genuine time capsule. So it's kind of interesting. I feel like YouTube is worth doing even if you don't have an audience because at at best you're the audience. Like you can go back to it in 5 years and see how you used to talk, how you used to feel about things. Like it's interesting. It's like you're watching a different person. So in that way it's quite interesting and I think worth doing even if you're not like making bank off it and have 1 million subscribers. So that said, I do hope to make more videos in this season because it's my last 2 months off before university, and September and October are beloved months, beloved by everyone, including me. I just wish that the heat would go away. Like I wish it would go away. So let's talk about something book related. I realized that I've been yapping for probably like it's got to be like 20 to 30 minutes. Like editing me is going to be laughing that only the last chunk of the video is going to be about books, but that's fine. That's fine. I just needed to yap a little bit. As for what I have been reading, we bought, as we said, Anne Rice's first Mayfair Witch Chronicles, which I think it's a duology and a prequel, not actually a trilogy. The font is tiny and it is thick, so when we get to this, I hope it flies by, because if it's not a very readable writing style, then I'm going to be struggling. Like I just finished Lemmy's. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. The book that I've been reading for like months, The Dragon Quartet by Marjorie Kellogg. I loved the first book, but this second book I have super disliked, so I've been struggling with this, but I will finish it. I will finish it, I promise. Like, it's my goal. It's my goal for this month. And I don't think I will be reading on. I'm not that motivated. And I've also been rereading The Witcher because, of course, I have. I just planned to reread Blood of Elves because the new Witcher book that's coming out in like a month is going to be young Geralt. So I just wanted to reread Blood of Elves, and it turned out that Blood of Elves was only the beginning of a very long journey for me. So I immediately went on and read books 3 and 4 and parts of book 5. I only have this book to read, and then I'll be like all set with my reread. My device is charged a little bit, so let's just keep going. The other thing that I'm reading is Shatterpoint by Matthew Stover. In October, I'm getting the special edition of Revenge of the Sith, also by Matthew Stover. Full transparency, I've just read the prologue in this. I wanted to read one Star Wars book per year, like at the very least, because this is the first year that I haven't watched any Star Wars, so I was like, I need to like read at least one book. So I was like, it's time to read Shatterpoint, which is the other major book by Matthew Stover, which is about Mace Windu and his apprentice during the Clone Wars. The only reason that I'm not continuing with this is just because Mace Windu is one of those characters that I like in theory, but I never thought that I would really enjoy him as a main character. Matthew Stover is the best chance at getting me to love him as the main character, though, so I'm kind of taking it slow, which means that I'm just not picking it up. In translation, it just means I'm not picking it up. What is up? In other news, In other news, my cat probably wants something, doesn't she? She probably does. The last book. The last book is this one, which is The Death of King Arthur in this Penguin Classics edition. This has no author because I think it was like a French writing in whatever century, I don't know, 13th century, before Thomas Malory. So I bought this cheaply on Vinted as soon as I saw it was King Arthur. I didn't even need to know what it was about. Like, I just got it. I'm also taking this slowly because it has no chapters. Like, it has no chapters. It has like tiny breaks, but it has no chapters, so it's a little tedious to read. But I'm working through this very slowly because it's the last King Arthur thing that I haven't read, so I'm just trying not to rush it. And also, I think, and let's just get into that next, like as a topic, I have reading fatigue because of Les Mis. Like, it was a long book, and mostly it was a good time, but sometimes after like breaky books that aren't fantasy series, you just get so tired, you know? I'm like, this is a short book, but it's also written obviously in a bit of an older way, and my brain is immediately like, leave me alone, you know? Like, I already read like 1,300 pages of this kind of writing. Like, leave me alone, actually. So I'm trying to read stuff that's paced a bit more quickly and that's a bit more addicting to read rather than feeling like a chore. And I don't know if anyone else feels like that. Honest to God, the fact that I read the two chunkiest books that I actually ended up not even liking during the summer when my reading is at its lowest is impressive in and of itself. Like, last year, I struggled through Jonathan Strange and Mr. Mrlja throughout summer, and this year it was Les Mis. But the fact that I did that during my worst months is astounding. So it's not that weird that I'm a bit fatigued. The only tragedy is these are my favorite months of the year. I mean, November and December are my favorite months of the year, but you get the idea. Like, we're getting into my favorite time of year when we're transitioning from the heat into something bearable. And I feel so tired. Like, I devoured The Witcher because obviously I did. Like, I love The Witcher. I love how it's written. And I love its characters so deeply that, like, I can't be bored with it. But everything else I feel like is just not gripping me. Like, I can sit down and force myself to read any one of these books, but I'm also not really like that pressed to read any of them, which I hope someone understands what I mean. Like, it isn't a reading slump. It's a need and desperate desire to be gripped by a book, which isn't something that I can force. Like, I was lucky that The Witcher did that to me. Like, for a few nights, I read like all night, nonstop. I didn't even consider stopping because Baptism of Fire and Tower of the Swallow has like my favorite characters and my favorite found family of all time. Like, I had to stop myself from reading all those books in like one night. I spread it out over 3, I think. And like that feeling where you can't stop, you know, where you like just can't stop. The book is like doing half the work for you. Like, you don't have to force yourself to sit down and focus. The book is focusing for you, if that makes any sense. Whereas with these other books, like if I want to read either one of these, I feel like I have to intentionally sit down and choose them and make myself read them. And even though I'm enjoying both of them, they're not doing the heavy lifting for me. So I will have to keep forcing myself with these several books and see which one sticks. That's why I don't want to start Anne Rice. Like, I said I'd start Anne Rice when I finish The Witcher, but it's also like a 1,000-page book. And if it doesn't carry itself, I fear that I will be giving it up. And also, full transparency, I ordered another edition of Jane Eyre. I'm going to have 2 pretty editions of Jane Eyre, which I do super rarely, but it is one of my favorite books of all time, and I really, really, really wanted the edition, and it wasn't super expensive. So I think I will be rereading Jane Eyre again. Like, I have sort of been doing a reread of Jane Eyre every 2 years, and I am due again this year. I didn't read it last year. So we might do that as soon as it gets here in about a week or whatever. I might even do an unboxing. We never know, but I will definitely be doing that. That's also a book that I most definitely cannot put down no matter how many times I've read it. So I don't even know what this video was. I don't even know what this video was. I think I might like even end it here and then see how long it is. And if it's long enough, I'll just cut it and call it like a short chat or whatever, like a reading update. Or whatever. You will see the title when it's out there. So I will see you in the next video if this is the end.